All right, I have a theory about not only what dimethyltryptamine is doing to the conscious mind, but more importantly, what the DMT realm is. So I'll get right into it. About 7 years ago, I smoked some dimethyltryptamine, and about halfway through my experience, I made an observation that has absolutely sent me down the rabbit hole of trying to understand consciousness and reality to the point of almost insanity. So rather quickly, within a couple days of that observation, I was able to create an analogy of the ocean in order to explain to myself what I was thinking. And it goes like this. I imagine myself standing at the beach on the jetties, and there's an incoming tide. The water's ripping in past me. Now the water's going to continue ripping in until high tide. At high tide, the water's going to completely stop. It's called a still tide or a dead tide. It'll be like that for a few minutes, and then the current will change. It'll rip out. So I imagined the moment that I was born, and I opened my eyes. Light started pouring into my eyes, just like that incoming tide, pouring in. Now, I could live my whole life just like that, because I'm a being from the light. I was created by the light. But I ran into a friend of mine that had a bowl with 100 milligrams of dimethyltryptamine in it. And I was feeling really confident. Joe Rogan turned everybody on to Terrence McKenna, so I had done whatever mental research you could do. And so I took a big hit off this bowl. And when I did, all of a sudden that light that was pouring into my eyes for my whole life started to slow down a little bit. All right, so I took another big hit, and I'm feeling really funny. And the light that was pouring in my eyes my whole life completely stopped, like the still tide or the dead tide. And then I took one more hit. Boom. And when I did, it was a current change, a light reversal, if you will. Now, the light from the other dimension is coming into my head, shining on my optic nerve, and what I'm seeing is a digital projection of the DMT realm. All right. Now, it's a beautiful hypothesis because it could be tested. It might be as easy as a pair of blackout goggles with light detection equipment, put them on somebody, have them open their eyes, they don't see nothing, blast them off, see if you can detect something. Or it might be as hard as surgically implanting fiber optics or some type of mini camera in or around the optic nerve. All right, but if I'm right and this light reversal is real, then theoretically we should be able to capture that light and broadcast it into our reality. Okay, so you could use the human brain and dimethyltryptamine to truly map the DMT realm instead of relying on somebody's perception of what they've seen. It'll be right there for the whole world to see. All right, now that's the beginning of my theory, and it's been a long, hard road to nowhere because there is no theory about dimethyltryptamine that'll be complete unless it describes the DMT realm. And, you know, what is that? There's no answer to that. So the closest I think I ever got was I thought that in the other dimensions there's no stars, there's a lack of light. So all of our eyes are like mini black holes, and they take light into the other dimension. And somehow these things are interacting with that. But it's not good enough for me. It's not logical. I can't think in the realm, other dimensions. It's just not good enough. So I was stuck right there for about 6 years. And then I got lucky. And I sat down on my couch about a year ago, and it just hit me. The answer that I've been looking for to what the DMT realm is. Right? And it was right there in my face the whole time, right in all of our faces. I'll give you a hint. The DMT realm is a major part of American culture. But you still don't know what I'm talking about because it just doesn't make any sense. Well, the answer to the DMT realm came to me in the form of a question. And as soon as I asked myself this question, everything fell right into line for me. I was able to achieve rabbit holes that I didn't even know exist. And I've had about a year to think about it. So some of them are pretty scary, but it is what it is. So I'm going to share that question with you now. And you can ask yourself this question and see if you can achieve these rabbit holes, or everything falls into place, or you might come to the conclusion that I'm insane. Either way, in order for you to understand the question, I got to give you a brief history on it. Now, I'm a cat person. I got my first cat when I was 4 years old. I've had cats my whole life. All my cats are rescues. My cats are so spoiled, they have their own television in my living room down on the floor, and I play cat videos for them. And, birds eating seeds on a picnic table, squirrels running around. Cats love that stuff. So a friend of mine named Noah rescued a little kitten, and I adopted it from him. I named this cat Jack, and Jack's my baby. So when Jack was about 4, maybe 5 months old, I realized I've been slacking, and Jack's never seen any videos. So I went on YouTube, and I found a video of these little mice running out of a horseshoe-shaped hole in the wall, and they'd run into a box. And in the box was a pile of dirt, and they'd dig on the dirt, find the seeds, and run back in the hole. So I thought, this is perfect. So I went and I got Jack. I put the video on. I put him down across the living room from it. And as soon as he saw that little mouse pop its head out of that hole, he got down real low to the ground. So I went over, I sat down on the couch, I was watching him, and every time that mouse would dig on that pile of dirt, Jack would move forward, move forward, move forward. The mouse turned to run in the hole, and Jack flew through the air, smashed headfirst in the television, almost broke his neck. And I was like, Jack, you all right? And that's when it hit me. The first logical explanation of what the DMT realm is in the form of a question. And that question is, what if the DMT realm is like that television? And I am like that cat, where I don't have the ability or the understanding to know that what I'm looking at is a broadcast. Okay, the DMT realm is an alien, AI, interactive program sent through light beams to the whole galaxy, maybe the whole universe, like a galactic wide web. It's all around us. Okay? Now, this probably started out like a Mars rover program on alien steroids. I mean, why would you send a machine or a being for hundreds or thousands of years across the galaxy in hopes to be something there? No, you take this quantum computer program with the tangled particles, put it into light beams, and just broadcast it out. It would get in the electromagnetic field of the galaxy and just come to life and start scanning everything. It would get in the electromagnetic field of a planet or a moon, come down, it would scan the atmosphere, scan the surface, scan any life forms. Any life forms like us with eyes, it'd get into your eyes, into your brain. Everything you've ever seen, tasted, touched, or smelt, it knows it. Okay, the DMT realm is the all-seeing eye. It's an alien program, 100%. And listen, there's a hint that I'm right. There's a guy on TikTok that takes refracted lasers and he crosses the beams on the wall. And they smoke DMT and they say that what they can see is like binary code or some kind of code inside the walls. Well, I got news for you. Jack's theory predicts that. Oh, I named it Jack's theory in honor of my cat who almost broke his neck running into the television. So, that being said, listen, God is real. 100%. Not only is God real, God is alive. And I know that because he showed himself to me twice in my life. The first time was just a hint, but the second time he let me know. So I'm not going to put the God equation into Jack's theory. Jack's theory is perfect just the way it is. But what I will do is I'll make a prediction. And this is where you get to see how crazy I really am, or saying whatever your perspective on this is. But if and when Jack's theory becomes reality, and this broadcast, this light reversal that I'm talking about, is observed, captured, and broadcast into our reality, the people that are involved with that are going to discover something astounding, something truly mind-bending, and that is that the DMT realm is just a little tiny piece of the actual broadcast. Okay, this alien AI interactive program I'm talking about is just from a species of beings, our brothers and sisters, so to speak, from another planet. Their technology got so high that they learned how to broadcast like this, okay? They found and discovered the broadcast of creation, the white light, the energy that created everything from mushroom man. Okay, they're going to find God. And I truly, truly believe that. Whatever that is to you, that's great. But that's everything that I had to say for the past year until about a month ago. And about a month ago, I was putting everything together in my head, preparing myself to make this video. And one thing kept standing out to me. And that's when I said the broadcast of creation. And I thought, where did I hear this from? So I looked all around on the internet. I couldn't find one reference to the broadcast of creation except for TBN, the Trinity broadcast, because they're a broadcast and they're about creation. So then I went on AI and I looked around and I did find one reference to broadcast of creation from Jay Zipster. I should have wrote it down. But anyways, it was beautiful, but it wasn't good enough for me. Like, what am I trying to say when I say the broadcast of creation? So I decided I was going to define it for myself as an individual. And as soon as I did, I came up with an idea about consciousness. I mean, that's why I went down this rabbit hole 7 years ago. I ended up with Jack's theory, which I love, but I mean, to stumble on an idea about consciousness was just poetic to me, okay? And listen, I'm going to share it with you now, but it doesn't matter whether I'm right or wrong. It's just an idea. And any idea about the hardest question I ever asked is a good idea. I mean, who am I, where did I come from, and where am I going? So, the definition of the broadcast of creation is as follows. I am a product of E equals MC square, right? I am matter. I'm biological matter, but I am matter. I was created by energy at the speed of light. Now, if that's true, it means from the moment of conception inside my mother's womb, I was connected directly to this energy, to God, at the speed of light. And through water, nutrients, and environment, I was grown, right? So I'm grown. I'm really real. I am matter. I'm not in a simulation. I'm in reality. So my reality will always be my environment, whether it's a beautiful planet like Earth or inside a plastic bubble. As long as I can survive, that's going to be my physical reality. And my consciousness is my connection to that energy at the speed of light from God himself. What? Tune in, turn on, and wake up. Creation is absolutely real, 100%. The only question you should ask yourself is, was I created by an alien? Or was I created by God? I believe I was created by God, so I'll end this with his word, the very first word of the Hebrew God. Let there be light.